Today we're going to be taking a look at Avalon Hill's Star Wars Queen's Gambit board game. It's been out for about 10 years or so and may even be out of print. Overall, it's a fun, solid game. It doesn't have a lot of strategic planning. There's not a lot of that aspect of board games behind it. And it's a little uneven with the two sides of the game. The droid bad guy side usually wins. But what it lacks in those aspects, it makes up for in visual appeal. Let's take a look. You can see here the impressive setup as the game is ready to be played. Features 4 distinct zones: the battlefield area, where the Gungans and droids are set to engage in conflict; the palace area, where Queen Amidala and her palace guard are set to take on more droids; the Jedi battle, where Darth Maul, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Qui-Gon Jinn are about to fight it out to the end; and finally the Starfighter battle, where Anakin Skywalker takes his Starfighter to the droid control ship. The stats for each of the characters and pieces that should be moving are nicely summarized on these cardboard sheets, and the game comes with an array of different dice. In the two-player game, we decided to take 5 cards from each of their decks. There's one deck for each player for the battlefield side, or one deck for the palace side. From those 10 cards that you have in your hand, each side picks 4 cards to play during that round. You have to pick them out ahead of time, place them face down, and the Trade Federation side starts. In the battlefield, the strategy usually breaks down in the Trade Federation trying to take out the Fombos. The big green dinosaur pieces control the shield. Once the shield represented on the board itself is down, then the heavy artillery can move in and start doing some real damage. The Jedi battle doesn't have any direct bearing in the end of the game, but the surviving Jedi can move its way into the palace area and start wreaking havoc on the weaker pieces. The palace is one of the main parts of the game. The goal for the good guys is to have all the droids dead and any three characters alive at the end in the throne room. Conversely, the droids' goal is to get down so there's only 2 good players left. Once there's only 2 good players left, the droid armies win. The real key to the game, though, is the Starfighter battle. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot to it. The droid armies roll 2 dice to try to block additional squares. The good player rolls 2 regular dice. When an 8 comes up, if the 8 is free, the Starfighter moves on. Once the Starfighter reaches the end of the line, all the droids drop dead. As you can see, Star Wars The Queen's Gambit is a fairly fun game. Won't bring you back to the table night after night trying to figure out the details of the strategy, but it's a fun game to waste away an evening every once in a while. The pieces are well done, large and unique. The mechanics are somewhat interesting. And it's a fun game that I've played off and on since I got it way back when the movie came out about 10 years ago. So if you can find a copy, I recommend it, but don't pay too much because it's not going to be an every night or every game night kind of game. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.